Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 2nd to the 8th of May 2016. Venus has recently stepped into Taurus, and this is home turf, so we're beginning with a lovely, warm, centred and present energy with Venus in Taurus for the next couple of weeks. And this week we also have the new moon, so there's a lot of activity in the Taurian realm. In fact, there's actually a grand trine in Earth with Jupiter in Virgo and Pluto in Capricorn as well, so a lot of really centred and positive energy around, which is good because we've got about 5 planets going retrograde all at once, so we have a lot of work to do. So Mercury went retrograde last week, adding to the lessons of inner exploration. So Mercury retrograde in Taurus, going to the heart, getting to the value of something, returning to the source, to the point of what we're feeling. Mercury is where we think, where we tune down our thoughts, and Taurus is the heart centre. So are our head and our heart in alignment? Is what we're thinking truly representative of what we're feeling? And where's the connection between those? Can we think ourselves into a negative emotional state? Or can we get back to the core of what we really feel and then adjust our thoughts accordingly? So a very interesting dynamic there with Mercury retrograding back to the heart centre of Taurus to make sure that we're in alignment with what we're thinking and what we're feeling, and whether it's even real, whether it's ours, whether it still stands true for us. So a good journey of exploration there. That's going to be going on until the end of June. So no rush, but that could also bring up issues to do with money, security, relationships, nutrition, relationship to food, anything that's to do with self-love, and where we may find substitutes for that on the outside. So if you think about it, some people substitute food for love. They'll actually have comfort eating regimes and develop a relationship around food, and Taurus is very earthy. It's very much about the sensual side of life, so food can be a big deal. Other people may substitute money for security, so money, Taurus is an earth sign, and in tarot the earth signs are the discs or pentacles. We can see here that money could be used as a substitute or perceived as a substitute for security. So if there's any issues coming up around housing or money, then that would be a good journey to go and have a look at where are we imagining struggle, where are we blocking the pipeline, where are we perceiving lack rather than allowing that flow to come in, because the connection between love and money is self-esteem. Do we deserve, can we receive, or do we perceive ourselves as a separate individual that has to reach outwards to try and find something that we're lacking somehow? So really fascinating combination here. Mercury retrograde in Taurus with Venus in there as well. Can we go to our self-esteem? Can we unblock the pipeline? Can we get back into a state of natural reception rather than perceiving that we have to go out and struggle and try and get things through our efforts? This is the positive side of a retrograde. It's always going inwards, which is actually quite easy once we stop trying to be so mental and so active on the outer planes. So this is all supported by the grand trine in Earth. We have a huge pyramid across the chart. We have a very strong and flexible backbone to be able to tackle this and go in and have a look at some of these fine-tunings. Mars is also retrograde and heading back towards Scorpio by the end of the month. So Mars retrograde in Sagittarius. This is very much going back to the furnace of our passion, going back to what we really are here to learn, the inner journey, and what expands us, what gives us wisdom on the inside. So a beautiful aspect there where we're reconnecting with our passion and what motivates us, relearning if necessary, because we've been taught quite a few things that aren't necessarily true, so to go back in and to re-educate ourselves with that pinpoint precision of the Sagittarius. This coupled with Saturn retrograde in Sagittarius as well, those two are moving fairly close together. So we have Mars, which is the passion and the fire, the motivation in the first place, and then Saturn, which is the restructure and the teacher. So we can see here that it's very important that we go in and we find our inner truth and we rediscover our motivation and realign ourselves so that when those two start going direct again, we are on point. Jupiter is about to turn direct and is still opposite Neptune, so we have had, for the last few weeks, a little bit of an exploration between reality and fantasy, where we're creating our reality from. Do we need to be more with the imagination in the 95% and dream up our new perspective, or are we running away with delusion and fantasy and avoiding reality? So there's been a pull across the skies there, but by next week Jupiter will be going direct and we'll be able to step forwards with that one and create a new, more expansive, more productive, more effortless way of being, because we may have challenged ourselves with all the why nots, with all the I can'ts, and with all the removing some of the blocks that are in the way. So that's a nice and gentle harmonic that's going on in the background. But the main aspect this week is the new moon on Friday in Taurus. That's 16 degrees Taurus. We have Venus, Sun, Moon and Mercury all lined up together, with the grand trine in earth signs as well, so you can see how stable this one is. So the new moon in Taurus will be a good time to set intentions, but with all the retrograde action, setting intentions on an inner level. Creativity is very much heightened, as is sociability with people that we truly care about, reconnecting with people that we actually feel comfortable with in the heart, people that are on our harmonic frequency. It's not so much to do with chatting and joking and stimulation, it's more to do with people that we can just be with and feel relaxed with. There's a lot of energy with nature and Taurus, so great time of year to get out in nature and just connect with those green energies and just appreciate the light coming through the clouds and the colour of the flowers, the song of the birds and the feel of the sun on our skin. It's such a beautiful time of year. So a real simple one there, new moon in Taurus with all this inner exploration going on with the retrogrades. Just relax Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get back into nature, get back into gardening, cooking, being with harmonic souls, and actually start to set our intentions from that place. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. If you'd like to explore these energies more closely, you're very welcome to come and join us in the private Facebook area. It's a yearly subscription, but you get to post up your chart and learn your chart as each event comes up. So a great way to learn astrology slowly and at your own time and pace. I'm also available one-to-one for Skype readings, where we can look at your chart together and answer any questions, see what energies are coming up and uncover some of your soul plan. So for any of that or any of my courses, please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com.